Okay, so just start tapping on the side of the hand and tell me about what is the physical issue. You
So I
slipped.
still get this deep pain in there, this where the break was, that like I just slipped on ice, went down, distal radial fracture, pretty standard.
Okay, so how long
And
ago, where were you? How
a
long
year
ago?
and a half. So
Yeah,
we'd just gone to Canada. We'd bought a condo in a place called Big White, near you, Suzanne. Anyway, near
yeah.
Kamloops. Um, and
So
slipped over.
just stop there. So when you
Yep.
were going to Canada,
Hmm.
and you just bought a condo, what sort of frame of mind were you in? Were you excited about it? Was it like any burden with it, or
When we actually bought it in February 2020, just before lockdown. Like we'd gone out there, seen it. Then COVID all happened, so we didn't get there for a year or so. This was my husband's thing. It was his dream to have a condo on a ski hill. Um, we're
and
meant
what
to be
about
set
for
in
you?
New Zealand. Well, for
Oh,
me, I kind of was like, I wanted to make him like I wanted him to be happy. I wanted this to work, and we didn't have the money to just be mortgage free in New Zealand. So let's buy a place in a condo on ski. I mean, like that's logical, not. But I
hmm
just went with the flow, and I don't like the cold. Um,
hmm
but decided I'd see it as an adventure, and we'd been there since all of December, nearly 2 months, and I was enjoying it. It was like Narnia. It was beautiful.
Right.
When I broke my wrist, I knew that I was really overwhelmed because the pain, but I knew that my husband wouldn't really take care of me.
Okay.
And
All right.
sorry,
Now we're getting to it.
yeah,
All right. Okay. So there's a few things that I'm hearing that it was his thing. He wanted to buy the condo. It wasn't really your thing, but you went with the flow of it. You didn't say no. And while you were over there, you were enjoying it. But when you fell and broke your wrist, you knew he wouldn't take care of you.
yeah.
Yeah. So in that moment, when you fell and broke your wrist and you knew he wasn't going to take care of you,
Hmm.
are you tapping? Okay. I
Yeah,
can't see.
yeah, I am.
Where's the reaction in your body in that moment when you fall and break your wrist?
My stomach,
Mm-hmm.
tight panic in my stomach.
Type panic in your stomach. What is it out of 10?
9, 8, 9.
Okay. Even though I've got this 8 or 9 panic and fear in my stomach
Even though I've got this 8 or 9 panic and fear in my stomach
because I knew my husband wouldn't take care of me,
because I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
I accept myself and everything I'm feeling,
I accept myself and everything I'm feeling,
even though it was my husband's idea to buy this condo, not mine,
even though it was my husband's idea to buy this condo and not mine.
and I didn't say no.
And I didn't say no.
And when I slipped and fell,
And when I slipped and fell,
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
And I feel that in my stomach, this fear and panic.
And I can feel that in my stomach, this fear and panic.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Even though the moment I slipped and fell,
Even though the moment I slipped and fell,
I knew I'd done damage.
I knew I'd broken it.
I knew I'd broken it. And I knew my husband wouldn't take care of me.
And I knew my husband wouldn't take care of me.
And I remember feeling fear and panic in my stomach.
And I remember the fear and panic in my stomach.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
The moment I slipped and fell,
The moment I slipped and fell,
I knew I'd broken it,
I knew I'd broken it,
broken my wrist.
broken my wrist.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
I remember feeling fear and panic in my stomach.
I remember feeling fear and panic in my stomach.
I've broken my wrist.
I've broken my wrist.
He's not going to take care of me.
He's not going to take care of me.
There's fear and panic in my stomach.
There's fear and panic in my stomach.
He's not going to take care of me.
He's not going to take care of me.
The moment I fell, I knew I'd broken it.
The moment I fell, I knew I'd broken it.
He's not going to take care of me.
He's not going to take care of me.
Fear and panic in my stomach.
Fear and panic in my stomach.
Fear and panic in my stomach, 9 out of 10.
Fear and panic in my stomach, 9 out of 10.
I knew I'd broken it.
I knew I'd broken it.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
I knew he wouldn't take care of me.
Fear and panic in my stomach.
Fear and panic in my stomach,
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
All right, so just coming back to the side of the hand. So in that moment when you slipped and fell and you knew it was broken and you knew he wouldn't take care of you, how's it landing in your body now? Is it still in your stomach, 9 out of 10, or has it come down? Or has it shifted?
It's sort of a bit deeper in my stomach now. It's come down to about a 6, but it feels different. It's sort of just heavy.
Mm-hmm. And is it still fear and panic?
Resignation,
Mm-hmm.
anger,
Okay.
hopelessness.
Mm-hmm. All right. Even though I have, even though when I fell and broke my wrist,
Even though when I fell and broke my wrist, this is
and
sort
I,
of on a bit now. I've kind of moved. Like this isn't like when I just. This is probably a few days on.
okay, even though a few days on,
Even though a few days on,
I knew my husband wouldn't take care of me, and he didn't.
I knew my husband wouldn't take care of me, and he didn't.
And I have this resignation.
And I had this resignation,
What else did you call it?
hopelessness.
Hopelessness. And it's deep in my stomach.
And it's deep in my stomach.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Even though a few days after
Even though a few days after
breaking my wrist,
breaking my wrist,
I feel this resignation and helplessness.
I felt this resignation and
Hopelessness. Deep in my stomach.
deep in my stomach.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Even though a few days after breaking my wrist,
Even though a few days after breaking my wrist,
I knew he wouldn't look after me.
I knew he wouldn't look after me.
And I feel this hopelessness and resignation deep in my stomach.
I felt this resignation and hopelessness deep in my stomach.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
He didn't look after me.
He didn't look after me.
I knew he wouldn't.
I knew he wouldn't.
Eyebrow. This hopelessness and resignation
This hopelessness and resignation
deep in my stomach.
deep in my stomach.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Hopelessness and resignation
Hopelessness and resignation
deep in my stomach.
deep in my stomach.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Processing and releasing this hopelessness and resignation
Processing and releasing this hopelessness and resignation
out of my stomach,
out of my stomach,
all the way back to its origins.
all the way back to its origins.
Mm-hmm. Coming back to the side of the hand. So a few days later, you knew he wouldn't look after you. He's not looking after you. How's the hopelessness and resignation now?
So was pretty happy because I didn't need surgery, which is it's only a small number of breaks like that distal radius that don't need surgery. But I'd done a lot of visualization and tapping on healing it, and it was healing, it was good. So the surgeon was like, this is all good, because we didn't have insurance and we're not in North America without health insurance, and my husband was bleating about the cost and if I'd had to have surgery and all this kind of stuff. And so
Okay, so
anyway.
stop. I want you
Mm-hmm.
to just focus on the sound of your husband bleating about the cost, and we didn't have insurance.
Okay, yeah,
So when you
calling me names
hearing him banging on about the cost and the we don't have insurance and calling
and
you names.
just being mean and calling me names.
Yep. So when he's being mean and calling you names, where is that landing in your body?
In my heart, in my chest.
And what's it out of 10?
But an 8.
Even though I have this 8 out of 10 feeling in my chest,
Even though I have this 8 out of 10 feeling in my chest.
when I remember him calling me names and banging on about the cost,
When I remember him calling me names, banging on about the cost,
I accept myself
I accept myself
and everything my body's feeling.
and everything my body's feeling.
Even though I have this 8 out of 10 feeling in my chest,
Even though I have this 8 out of 10 feeling in my chest, my
what's
heart,
and my heart, what's the emotion?
hurt,
Hurt in my chest and my heart
this hurt in my chest and my heart.
when I remember hearing him calling me names
When I remember him, hearing him calling me names
and going on about the cost.
and going on about the cost,
I accept myself
I accept myself
and how my body's feeling.
and how my body's feeling.
Even though I have this feeling of hurt in my chest and my heart,
Even though I have this feeling of hurt in my chest and my heart.
8 out of 10.
About a 6, 5 now. It's already dropped a lot.
Yep, 5 or 6 out of 10.
5 or 6 out of 10.
When I remember him hearing him calling me names
When I remember him hearing me, when I remember hearing him calling me names
and going on about the cost.
and going on about the cost.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Hearing him calling me names,
Hearing him calling me names,
going on about the cost because we didn't have insurance,
going on about the cost because we didn't have insurance.
all the hurt in my chest and heart,
All of the hurt in my chest and my heart.
5 or 6 out of 10.
5 or 6 out of 10.
Hearing him calling me names,
Hearing him calling me names,
going on about the cost,
going on about the cost.
not caring about me and my pain,
Not caring about me and my pain.
feeling this hurt in my chest and my heart,
Feeling this hurt in my chest and my heart.
hearing him calling me names and going on about the cost.
Hearing him calling me names and going on about the cost.
Okay, so what's that come down to now when you focus on hearing him calling you names and going on about the cost?
Write down. Yeah, that's right down.
Mm-hmm. Is there another aspect of that when it was a couple of days later, talking about the insurance and calling you names?
Not really. I mean, because I've done a lot of tapping on this, and it's actually been, despite the fact that I didn't get it recast and it was in the wrong position for ages because he wouldn't take me to the thing.
Okay.
It's been okay,
Yeah, so
but now
stop.
it's flared up.
So
So
there's that part straight away. So I don't want to gloss over it because you said he wouldn't take me back. It was in the wrong
yeah,
place and he
yeah,
wouldn't take me back. So in
yeah,
that moment when you knew it was in the wrong place and he wouldn't take you back, did you ask him to take you back?
I did
Okay, and what was his reaction?
get a taxi, and I was just it'd be
Okay.
like $140. My friends are saying, just do it, for God's sake, like. And that's what happens when you get, yeah, just
Okay.
can't believe I didn't.
Okay. So when he said get a taxi and it was
When
going
he
to cost
said get a
about,
taxi,
it's going to be about $140, where do you feel that reaction in your body? He wouldn't take you. He said get a taxi.
in my stomach,
And what's the emotion and what is it out of 10?
you asshole,
Mm-hmm.
just disbelief.
Yep. Even though I have this disbelief in my stomach,
Even though I have this disbelief in my stomach,
what's it out of 10?
9.
9 out of 10, disbelief. What an asshole.
What an asshole.
When he said, get a taxi,
When he said get a taxi,
I accept myself and how my body feels.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
Even though I knew it was in the wrong place,
Even though I knew that it had to be, there was something wrong. It was too
there was
painful.
something wrong. It was too painful, and I asked him to take me back.
And I asked him to take me down to the hospital.
And he said, get a taxi.
And he said, get a taxi.
I feel this 9 out of 10 disbelief in my stomach.
I feel it's 9 out of 10 disbelief in my stomach.
What an asshole.
What an asshole.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
And I let my body know it's safe to process and release this now.
And I let my body know that it's safe to process and release this now.
Even though my wrist was painful, I knew something was wrong.
Even though my wrist was painful and I knew something had to be wrong.
And I asked him to take me back to the hospital.
And I asked him to take me back to the hospital.
And he said, get a taxi,
And he said, get a taxi.
in that cold tone of voice.
In that cold, angry tone of voice.
And I feel this disbelief in my stomach.
And I felt this disbelief in my stomach.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
What an asshole.
What an asshole.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
I accept myself and how my body feels.
The pain in my wrist, I knew something was wrong.
The pain in my wrist, I knew there was something wrong.
I asked him to take me back to the hospital.
I asked him to take me back to the hospital.
He said, get a taxi,
He said, get a taxi.
in that cold, angry tone of voice.
In that cold, angry tone of voice.
He said, get a taxi,
He said, get a taxi.
under the eye. What an asshole.
What an asshole.
I feel this disbelief in my stomach.
I felt this disbelief in my stomach.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
$140 for a taxi.
$140 for a taxi. Why didn't I just do it?
Why didn't I just do it? This disbelief in my stomach.
This disbelief in my stomach.
I knew he wouldn't care for me.
I knew he wouldn't look after me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in that moment when you focus on him in that angry, cold tone of voice saying, get a taxi, how's your body
Yeah,
react?
yeah, that's down to about a 2. It's good.
All right. So, and that, this disbelief, but also the what an asshole, and I can't believe I didn't just go.
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
any charge around
That's
that?
no, that's pretty good.
Okay. Anything else?
Um, no, that's it. Like this time frame is all good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, what's there remaining in your wrist now?
Um, so recently it's just started aching again, like and kind of making itself known, which has happened a couple of times. And I usually do a bit of tapping and sort of have a couple of aha moments, see something linked, and I haven't done anything, and that's why I just thought I thought it'd be quite quick, but I've just gone into do. So
And
I did,
see how you said you thought you'd tapped on this, and yet there were specific aspects that weren't tapped on, and that's
yeah,
why. hasn't completely resolved, but also what's going on in those flare-up moments. Has there been anything going on with your
Yeah,
you?
we're doing the separation agreement. He's been a dick.
Uh-huh. How
So
did I know that was coming? Even though we're doing a separation thing at the moment,
even though we're doing a separation agreement at the moment,
and he's being a dick,
he's been a dick. He doesn't realize it's over.
he doesn't realize it's over,
He doesn't realize it's over. Well, he won't acknowledge anything.
and he won't acknowledge anything. And my wrist has been flaring up.
And my wrist has been flaring up.
I accept myself and my body's reactions.
I accept myself, my body's reactions.
Even though we're going through a separation process
Even though we're going through a separation process.
and he's being a dick,
And he's been a dick.
he won't accept it.
He won't accept it.
And my wrist has been playing up.
And my wrist has been playing up.
I accept myself and everything that's going on in my body.
I accept myself and everything that's going on in my body.
Even though we're going through separation right now,
Even though we're going through separation right now.
and he's being a dick and he won't accept it,
And he's been a dick and won't accept it.
I let my wrist know.
I let my wrist know.
I can release and let go of my reaction to him
I can release and let go of my reaction to him
when he's being a dick.
when he's been a dick.
He's being a dick.
He's been a dick again.
He's being who he is again.
He's been himself again.
Yeah, eyebrow. This pain in my wrist.
This pain in my wrist.
He's a pain in my wrist.
He's a pain in my wrist.
I just want to give him the flick.
I just want to give him the flick.
I'm trying to with this separation process,
I'm trying to with the separation process.
but he's being a dick
He's been a dick
and he won't let go.
and he won't let go.
I let my wrist know
I let my wrist know
it's safe to release this remaining pain,
it's safe to release this remaining pain,
even when he's still being a dick.
even when he's still being a dick.
It's safe to let him go.
It's safe to let him go.
Mm-hmm. How does that feel?
Good, really good. Thank you.
How's the wrist feeling now?
It's good. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
could feel a bit of an ache before, and that's gone. So
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you see how it was all related? Yeah. Trying to let go and he's holding on.
yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.